Once a year I like to take a long walk in the snow and find a hut to call home for the night. It's something I've done ever since I started this channel, but this year was extra special. You see, ever since I saw a photograph of Fraser Creek Hut in the snow, I've longed for the experience of seeing it in person. This hut was built in the 1930s and originally used as a sawmill by the Howards, who were working the area for its highly prized King Billy pine. The wood was then transported by horse-drawn wooden tramline for several kilometres through steep terrain before arriving at the Confidence Saddle junction of the Northeast Dundas Tramway, onwards to Zeehan. The hut was later used by Bill Higgins, who in the 1950s used it for packing bags of mineral ore, which he was mining from open cuts in the area. But ultimately it was to be abandoned and was to lay idle for decades until being rediscovered by a forest assessor from Queenstown, Steve Berrigan. He happened to pass on the information to Terry Reid, who was the Queenstown Scout leader at the time, and over the years, with the help of Zeehan Scout leader Roger Nichols, John Burgess and students from the Hobart College, and many others, has been maintaining it and its growing legacy ever since. With a forecast for snow down to 200 metres, I thought I'd try my luck at catching some snow at this iconic Tasmanian hut and explore some of the rich history that lay hidden under its thick canopy of cool, temperate rainforest. Well, good morning everybody. Here we are at the beginning of the walk up to the Fraser Creek Hut. Now, I was hoping to catch it with some snow, but the snow seems to have stopped and the rain seems to have started, but it might just be my elevation. So I'm gonna go up anyway and hopefully jag some snow, but if not, it'll be a good little overnighter anyway. Nice and easy walk. It's only a few kilometers up there. Pretty steep, I think, but there'll be plenty of history and an awesome cabin up there, so it'll be good. Doesn't look like the feet are going to stay dry for very long. Got the native laurels here. Such a cool plant. Normally when you see these, it's pretty easy to traverse through the forest. Not that I'm doing that right now because I've got the road, an old road to follow. But generally speaking, they're a good indicator that scrub's not too bad. I feel like any snow up there is rapidly disappearing. But it might come back. Could come back later. So I've just turned off the old four-wheel drive track here and we jump now onto an old pack track. Now this would have been for the old miners travelling in between Zeehan to Rosebery and also Williamsford and Ringville and all those other little towns that popped up briefly that I've also done videos on in the past. But you can see here on the side of the hill it's been cut out, probably wide enough for a horse, and
before the Northeast Dundas tramway was put in, this would have been the only way to get from those areas. Such a cool bit of history that's just still out here, and you can walk it in the same condition it was back then. It's just magic through here, like it's the only word to describe it is magic. That little pink robin down there. So I've made it to the top of the saddle, and from here I think the track is going to level out, stay pretty consistent. But it's windy, far out, it's so windy. I hope it brings in some snowy weather, that'll be so good. You can see these little stacks here of the split palings of I think it's King Billy by the look of it. So this is what the old timers were up here harvesting, and it was used for boat building and furniture, windows, but yeah, they build huts and shingles and stuff out of it too. It's a really good wood, quite light and durable, grown only in Tassie. But you can see the scouts have made these little crossings out of them as well, because they're quite weather resistant, a bit like the old Huon pine. Yeah, we just got our first taste of a pandanny, along with a King Billy and Huon pine. It's another plant that only grows in Tasmania. Pineapple grass, as it's also known. Well, it's quite an old school name for it, but they can grow really tall. I've seen them about 20 meters tall with that little pineapple head on them. They love stretching for sunlight. So I've just come to some more carnage in the middle of the track, and you can see these leaves. These are the King Billy, if you'd call them leaves. Quite an interesting, sharp, prickly plant, but you can see where it's come from. You can tell not just by the bark, but strange little arms that it's got. It's a freak of nature, this tree. Weird leaves, weird arms. It's very, very old. So we're coming down here onto the old tramway, which ran for several miles from the old Confidence saddle. You can see it here, still in the ground, but you can see it continues up along, and it'd go, you could follow that for probably 6 or 7 k's, I reckon, before you got to where the Northeast Dundas tramway ran. Wow, you can see here that someone's found some logging shoes and stuck them up. Now, if you don't know what these were used for, there was a chain attached to the little round bit, and they'd fall the log, whack it on the plate, and a horse would drag the log. So they used them, I reckon that there's like a bit of a shoe road, looks like a bit of a track straight up there. But they used them to drag the timber from wherever they were to the tram. And then once they had them on the tram would take it to the Northeast Dundas train, and then from there to get to Zion. But this here must be such a zone for exploring. There's an old hut here. See, there's bits of tin. All of these palings. There's tracks that lead off everywhere. There's one right there, you can see it's even got a bit of a marker on it. There's another one that leads up there. The one I was talking about before leads up here. Look at this. There's just stuff everywhere. Now this isn't how you get to the hut. I'm just having a look up here because I can, but oh, they're just everywhere. Like, these are all tracks. Oh yeah, so this here is a shoe road. So that was caused by the horse dragging logs repetitively on the ground, and it wears away. And you get left with these roads here. A shoe road, they call them. So you could follow this all the way up to the top, probably of the hill, and then there'd be a heap of stumps that they were cutting around there of the King Billy pines. I reckon there was another hut here. Seems like a nice flat elevated area. This is so magic through here. It's a little Pandani corridor, and you're following the old tramway. Oh, I see it. There's a little bit of snow on it. Would you believe it? Wow. What a freaking incredible hut. It's got the most smoky, old-timer scent that I've ever experienced in a hut, I reckon. It's just got character. Bit past lunchtime, so I'm gonna have something to eat and then figure out what to do after that. But so I'm spoiled for choice when it comes to the meals because the dudes at Radex have sent me a heap of these meals. They're lightweight, only 155 grams, and they're packed full of protein and good energy. Got so much stuff here. It's all plant-based, which is awesome. I've never really been a fan of like the little bits of random meat that they put in freeze-dried meals, so these here are amazing. Now, I have tried a couple of them. There's 6 flavors in total, so I've only got these ones left. And I thought I'd better try them before I do the plug, but they're freaking awesome. And I really want to continue eating these. These are basically the ultimate because they've got all the energy that you need to keep you full, but at the same time, it's got all of the stuff that's going to help me recover and keep that goodness in the legs after the massive hikes. If you guys are interested in trying them, I'll leave a link below. Holy crap. So I was just out here cutting the timber and it started to snow. Oh wow. It's snowing. Yes. Yes. Come on, come down. Oh, it's beautiful. I can't believe it. Oh, it's so good. Wow. Well, after that snow starting out there, I'm at least gonna get a little bit of a fire going, take the chill out of the air in here because it's like a freaking ice box. And I don't want to be doing it later on. Something tells me this stuff's not even that dry. And that is all the water on it. Anyway, it's King Billy. It should go up. Trying to get my measly little fire going, but there's too much snow. How am I supposed to be inside when it's like this? Alright, I gotta get this fire going. Covered in it. Slowly getting there, I think. This is freaking incredible. So cool. Such a good decision to come out. This is so good. So good. So there's a quoll in here. I've never seen, apart from on a road, a live quoll. And look. That was mad. I heard a little running and I thought, oh, it must be a mouse or a rat or something. And then a quoll just appears. Probably not going to get old. It definitely won't get old. Well, I had planned to kind of come up here and go chasing some old mines and stuff like that, but it didn't happen. And I don't really care because it's quite cool here. Even just sitting in front of the fire is, I don't know, it's peaceful. I might go for a walk tomorrow morning. At least go and check out 1 or 2 mines. I just left it a little bit late today, and I'm glad I didn't go out there because I would have got snowed on and froze my butt off, I reckon. Yep, no regrets staying in here on the fire. Let the snow fall. Wishing and hoping. Still none this winter yet. Got to be lucky. We've only got frost. Brr. Well, we got lucky. You can see here the history of the hut. So it was built in the 1930s by R.J. Howard. It was a timber miller specialising in King Billy. The mill was originally sited at the junction of the Carbine track and Wallace's tram. The mill was then moved to Fraser Creek and milling operations continued until 1947. The top mine was worked from 50, 51, 52 by West Coast Identity Bill Higgins. And then forestry found the hut in 1973, repaired it a bit, and then told Terry about it in 1977. And that's when the restoration and legacy began. I love reading the logbooks of huts, and the logbooks here are such an adventure actually, because it's just a timeline. And all the repairs and everyone who's chipped in, and obviously all the scout groups that have stayed here. Yeah, it's funny just seeing the little insights to everybody's trip, you know, what they took from the journey. So I think we might go for a look and see if we can see the glowworms in that little adit. It's dark, getting dark out there now, so there's a fair chance they might be visible. Definitely see some on the side here. kind of just look like very faint stars. Oh yeah, I think it just picked it up there in the middle of the screen. That there. There's not many of them. There might only be, like bright ones right now, maybe 12 that I can see. It's in that little dark pocket. Pretty sweet. So that's where Quoley came up. I might close that off for tonight. Hopefully he doesn't come back, because I mean, I love quolls, and that is the first real one I've seen other than in the car, but they eat meat, and if I'm asleep I don't want to get bitten by it. Sitting nice and close to the coals. That'll burn for a while, keep the place a little bit warm at least throughout the night. I'm off to sleep. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, it doesn't look like we got any more snow last night. Or none that settled anyway, which is a bit of a bummer. But at least I'll be able to walk through the bush this morning without getting ice on me. I've just started getting the fire going on. I'll have a bit of brekkie soon. I think we'll give the mixed berry a go this morning. Hopefully got enough water. That is incredible. It literally just tastes like a bowl of blueberries that have been warmed up. It's sweet, slightly tangy, like a little tart, but it's delicious. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll go up near the adits and then get onto this baseline, head to the center of the universe they call it, potentially check out this Curtin Davos Consols mine higher up on the hill, and then follow that along Godkin Ridge to the Curtin Davos Extended. It's actually beautiful weather today to do some bushwalking. Like, yeah, it's sopping wet, but considering it snowed like most of yesterday, it's come out really nice. You'll see how thick this vegetation gets around here. It's crazy thick, look at this. Very narrow and very jungle-like. Beautiful track though. Line 11. So that is a continuation of an old mining line. Wow. Alright, looks like it's this way or nothing. Look at these trees. Ancient. What a stunning forest, look at that. And down we go. Wow. This is so magic through here. What a stunning track. So I've just busted out onto the ridge and it's snowing again. You can see this site here, it says the caravan site, so I'm guessing it was the miners who were here after the woodcutters. It's just so light, that snow, but it's still snowing. It's beautiful. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. So we're just coming up to the ridge, the Godkin Ridge, right here. Wow, look at that vegetation change. On this side, it's nice and sparse, and then on this side, it's just dense as. Alright, so we follow along this way. Been on the track for half an hour now, and I reckon we're about halfway there. So we've actually started heading down the ridge now and must be getting closer to the mines. It's pretty steep and I don't think they were too far down this slope. Sun's decided to come out. What an incredible little pack track they've got here. You can see where it's cut out from the side of the wall. Nice and flat on an otherwise very steep slope. Looks like we're just about to arrive at the mine. The big open clearing here. end of the rainforest. So, this way maybe? Wow, what a view. Oh, that's a mine in there. Holy moly, look at that. What an amazing view. Whoa, look at that shaft. That must be an air vent for that mine. Is there another one up there too? Far out, this is a crazy spot. Can you imagine working in this environment? Alright, let's go have a gaze. That's deep, and the air coming out of there is really warm, surprisingly warm. Wow. So these here are shafts, I assume, that head down. See all this blue on the sides here. I'm not sure if that's to do with copper. I think they were mining copper and silver. I'm just going to see if we can walk along these. Oh yeah, so it's not too deep over this side actually. Oh, that's pretty cool. Quite clear, that water. Wow, that's a swimming pool. Some interesting mini stalactites in here. Look at that one there, it looks like a comb. That is really impressive. The clarity in that water, I'm amazed. We could potentially walk along that one to continue on, but I'm not really sure if I trust it. No, it seems to come to an end down there. I'm not sure if it turns or what the deal is. And the integrity of this mine is incredible down there. Like, those palings are still perfect. It's just flooded. Oh, there's a chute here. So they would have been sending material down this chute and then likely onto a cart, like a tram, and out there. Look at that dude. He is a rare looking spider. Amazing, there's his sack there. Wow. There's a little bit of ore left. Look at the discoloration in those rocks. I mean, it even goes onto the wood. Such a network of tunnels. There would have been a ladder back in the day that went up there, and someone was working away, chipping at this type of material here, and then sending it down the chute to the tramway, which went out there, and then off to the northeast Dundas for processing in Zen. What a freaking awesome place to explore. I'll definitely have to come back and do some more mines and check out the Fraser Creek falls at some stage. Other than that, I think I'm ready to go home. It's been a nice little overnight experience. Good to get the legs moving again and get ready for heaps of content coming this spring and summer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below and I'll see you next time.